In today's brief video, I'm going to provide you guys with 4 powerful phrases to help you quit smoking weed. When we're quitting an addiction, how we talk to ourselves matters. And if you're anything like me and going through the same struggles that I went through when I quit smoking weed, quit using nicotine, quit using energy drinks, chances are you're talking to yourself a lot right now. And the things that you're saying matter. So let's cover some phrases that will help you out. The first thing I've covered before on this channel, and instead of telling yourself, I can't smoke today, say to yourself, I'm choosing not to smoke today. So when you're getting those cravings, when that addictive voice is really trying to suck you back in, just say, hey, listen, I'm making a conscious choice today to not smoke. Not that you can't smoke, because the reality is if you really want to, you really can. And when we put ourselves in a position of saying, I can't, it's as if we're being restricted from that something. And most people who have addictive personalities or who have struggled with addiction, they tend to go against the grain. That's at least how I always was. And if someone told me, hey, you can't do that, you can't have that, it just made me want that thing more. It made me want to do that activity more. And you have to be really careful how you're speaking to yourself when you quit an addiction. Don't tell yourself you can't do that. Tell yourself you're making a conscious choice to not do it. Because when it's all about choice and when choices are up to you, you become much more agreeable with that decision. After you tell yourself that you're choosing not to smoke today, I want you to remind yourself that there's a lot of things that you can do today or that you should do today, but there's just one thing that you shouldn't. And I like phrasing this to myself this way, because if I'm thinking to myself and I'm obsessing over the idea of, oh, Frank, go smoke, go use nicotine, go to the gas station, buy another vape, text your plug, whatever it may be, I remind myself simply like, hey, there's a lot of things I can go do right now. I can go for a walk, I can take a shower, I can read a book, I can call a friend, I can exercise, I can meditate, I can make another YouTube video. I remind myself of all the things that I have access to, all the things that I want to be doing, and then I just tell myself I'm choosing not to do that one thing so I can go pursue all of those other things. The third thing that I have for you guys that I want you to utilize is if you find yourself in a public situation and someone offers you a smoke and you say, no thank you, I don't smoke anymore, versus no thanks, I'm not a smoker. It's the same thing when it comes to drinking. Hey, you want to have a drink? Some people might say, no thank you, I quit drinking, as compared to the person who says, no thank you, I don't drink. And these are two very different statements. The person who's saying, no thank you, I quit smoking, there's a really good chance that they still identify as someone who smokes, as someone who drinks, whatever the addiction is that you're trying to quit. And there's a really good chance that that person in that moment is battling cravings and struggling, as compared to the person who says, no thank you, I don't drink. No thank you, I don't smoke. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a drinker. Personally, I am an ex-nicotine addict. I am an ex-weed addict. I am an ex-adult media content addict. As in, I have no desire for those things anymore at this point in my life. In the same way that someone who's never used nicotine before has no desire for it. Now, even though maybe there is that little percentage of, want in the back of my head somewhere, I reassure myself day in and day out, Frank, you're not a smoker. Frank, you're not a drinker. Frank, you don't watch porn. If you say it enough times, you're gonna start to believe it. You're gonna start to take on the identity of that individual, who it is you're trying to become, because really that's what you're trying to accomplish. My last tip for you, and possibly the most important one, is saying to yourself, I'm gonna be okay. Everything's going to be okay. There's gonna be moments along this journey where you're gonna experience hardship, you might experience withdrawals, you might have anxiety, you might do quitting an addiction. And you're gonna walk yourself through those 4 things, and you can combine all 4 of those. The first thing you're gonna say, I am choosing not to smoke today, and I am choosing to partake in all these other things. And I'm simply gonna forego this one thing because I'm not a smoker anymore. And I know that if I just keep down this path, everything's gonna be okay. That's like a complete sentence of how you can combine all 4 of those statements to walk yourself through a craving or a moment of relapse or a moment of weakness. But put it to use. Don't just watch this video and then not use these techniques. Actually write those things down on a piece of paper, repeat them to yourself over and over again. Even if you don't fully believe it, that repetition over and over again is gonna make it become your new reality. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Why don't you type out each of those sentences for people? Let me know if you, you paid attention to this and if you enjoyed the video.